Good to have Shabbos, everyone. Happy Purim katan. And for us in Yerushalayim, Shusan Purim katan, the Shabbos, Parshas Tezavah for Chassidim, Purim katan is a big deal. In Tavshin and Dalet, 1992, is when the Rebbe handed out the Maimer connected to Parshas Tezavah and Purim katan, the Maimer V'ata Tezavah. And that was the message that Chassidim have taken since Gimel Tammuz, since the Yortzeit, the Petir of the Rebbe, as our mission statement until Mashiach comes, until we're back with the Rebbe here in Yerushalayim, Kodesh, at the Beis HaMikdash. And the message of the Maimer V'ata Tezavah discussed many times, but there's so many different ideas and points. But if the actual Nakuda is what is the job of Moshe Rabbeinu? What is Moshe's job as a Rebbe, as a leader, as a Nasi Ador for his people, and for Anshe Moshe, for Moshe's people. And we know that Moshe Rabbeinu, it brings das, brings understanding and connection, revealed connection with our inner core of the essence of who we are. That our connection to Hashem is not from an outside perspective, that we see godliness, even the level of riyah, visual, of certainty, but it comes from that's who we are. And he does that by revealing das and understanding in Hashem. And that's also revealed to Jewish people in the hard times, like in the time of Purim, when the Jewish people were oppressed and their essence, the core was brought out. Kos Islamar is so Mordechai also brings out the core of the Jewish people to connect to their essence. But that's not really the point of the Maimer. That we have another Maimer. The Rebbe's point over here is that the idea is to connect to the level of our essence to such an extent that's not just that we get out of ourselves, but it becomes who we are. And that means that a person is so concerned with Gilui Likus, with the revelation of godliness. It's not about good times or bad times. It's about what kind of situation is the world in? Are we ready for Mashiach? Is Mashiach here yet? And any time, any situation where there's any kind of darkness in the world that bothers a person's crushed from the fact that we're still in Golus. And by doing that, when a person's crushed by revealing within themselves the essence to such an extent that any kind of darkness, any kind of concealment, any kind of challenge brings a person to a place of causes of crushed. So that actually is such a high level where the Jewish people become one, because at our essence we're all one. And our essence we're all one, and that's something that Moshe Rabbeinu says, you have to bring that to Moshe. Consistency, that a person is so concerned with Yiddishkeit, so concerned with Avodas Hashem, so concerned with the revelation of Hashem in the world. That's something that Moshe Rabbeinu says, you have to bring that to me. That should be a ner tamid, an everlasting light of our passion for Hashem. That's a job that we have to do. And that's really what the Rebbe was handing us. The Rebbe handed us out Purim katan, that our job is that we should be consistent, that we don't find achdus, we don't find unity when there's COVID, we don't find unity when there's an October 7th, chas v'shalom, a crazy story that happened on Shmini Atzeres. But then afterwards, after we go through the hard times, we start fighting again. We have to figure out a way that we stay together, united, to bring Mashiach, because we don't want Mashiach just in bad times. We want Mashiach in all times. And that also connects to the idea of Purim katan, the Sikha we learned today, an amazing Sikha. It says that our Ma brings down that if we have to, the source of participating and doing a Suda and joy on Purim katan, he quotes, Toiv Lev Mishta Tamid from Mishlei. The Gemara Sanhedrin says, who's a Toiv Lev? It says, Toiv Lev, a good person, a good heart, is always happy. Is Mishta, in a place of festivities at all time. So the Gemara Sanhedrin says, who's that person? So the Gemara says, a person who has a Chavas Adas, a person who has a broad mind. Rashi says, when a person has a broad mind, so then daigus, worries in the world don't affect you. And that's a person who's always in a situation of happiness, and that's really connected to Purim katan. The Rebbe says that's the beginning, and that's a person who has hachavas adas, is a person who has a broad mind, is not just challenged by difficult situations and then screams, I want Mashiach, or we need Mashiach, Mashiach is coming. A person who has a broad mind is able to handle the situation and say, 1 second, why in any situation is Mashiach not here? Why in any situation don't we have life? Why in any situation is there someone who has any kind of pain in the world, no matter if it's small or large? And that's we say Toiv Lev Mishta Tamid, that we start with Purim katan, then we go to Purim Golden, we go to Pesach, until we're going to march together the ultimate Geula with Mashiach B'Karv Mamash. Good Shabbos, everyone.